person you spoke to, who you identify as a brother, is a cousin. And your officers gave him a message to give to him. That's not how you handle notifications.
No, then that cousin was also the one who did the positive identification of the body.
But he's not next of kin.
But that was approval of the family.
They're right here.
So then we didn't do a proper identification of the body then either.
And no, he might have identified the body, but
only with the family's approval.
He was not next of kin. They are next of kin, and the legal notifications, death notifications, is for next of kin.
This is not the format for it. This is not the place for it.
How about we do a public meeting where you can just address this
How
issue?
about it's an investigation and we don't speak about investigations until the investigation is closed? And you know that.
Right, but you determined.
And you know that.
You already determined.
And you also know that this is not the place to drag a family into.
They actually.
I am sorry for your loss. I am horrifically sorry. But I was not on the boat. My investigators are doing a thorough investigation. They ran through all the data. I've given you the facts of what has happened. You know that. You know that.
Él dice que te dio lo hecho de lo que pasó. He says no police officer has ever talked to them.
They've spoken through the cousin because of the language barrier.
Not by their permission.
Okay, so then you come to my office tomorrow. I'll have you sit with the homicide investigator, which I believe you already spoke to, and gave you these answers.
I spoke to your chief of detectives.
That's the chief of detectives. He gave you these answers.
Yes.
And so do you say he's not being truthful to you?
Most definitely. And also, in your letter, you said no police car was across the street. You had a police car several days.
No police car was there for several days sitting in front of their house.
It was there for several days. And we have the metadata of the photos.
You have one photo. And what address?
We have more than that.
What's the address?
Their address.
What's their address?
Direction.
23
what town?
Freeport.
We don't police Freeport, so my car would not be sitting there.
But is the photo fake?
No, there was a police car there to drop off property of the victim.
Okay, we have other things. Drop off property? Él dice que los policías te estaban entregando propiedad de la víctima. Listen. He says nobody ever gave property. This is the problem, Commissioner. I tried early on to speak to you and resolve these things.
You never spoke to me. You first did a press conference. That was the first time you spoke to me.
Absolutely not, Commissioner. I spoke to you and you told me to speak to your chief of detectives.
And I gave you the chief of detectives.
Right, so I did speak to you. Why would you say I didn't speak to you?
No, and I gave you the chief of detectives to speak to, and he gave you the answers.
Right, wrong answers.
Okay, so we're done. Thank you again. I am very sorry for your loss.
This was not an animal got hit in the street.
I'm very sorry for your loss. But we have to go through the proper. We have to go through the proper channels, and you should.
I have. I had sent letters to the man.
I know. Yeah.
And everything. So
and
this is a public hearing.
You should not. I'm very sorry.
We're not being hostile. We're asking questions.
No, lo siento.
you see that?
Right.
This is a video.
I am
That's a video of police car.
Police car
I
in the
understand.
house. Check house.
Right.
But you spoke about drugs, you spoke about parks, you spoke about... you spoke about many other things that had nothing to do. Even you spoke about extending the lease of some building. It had nothing to do with
It
PAF.
is part of the program. Extending the lease is about the program.
The other man spoke about, I'm not here to argue with people. I'm here to ask the question.
We're trying to do something nice for the community here, and then you decide to hijack it.
I applauded the offense of PAF.
I understand. I'm very, very sorry. Lo siento for your loss. But I think it's
Could you imagine your son dying?
We're looking for
and the
justice.
police?
very sorry. I
No,
understand.
because this is my community center, and you need to
We're leaving now.
and we're closing the
Could you
building.
imagine your son dies and nobody ever comes in?
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
You know the proper channels how to do it. You're well aware.
I think you are. Look at my face.
You are well aware.
No, we just asked you, we're going to close the building now. You
We're
can
leaving.
go outside.
We're leaving. You should be
I'm very
ashamed.
sorry.
We're fighting
You
back
gotta
over.
come through this. Very grandstanding with you. You know this is not the proper form, and you know it can be litigated in many different ways.
Town hall meeting is a forum for commissioners to speak to the public. Okay, thank you, Carrie Ann.